Welcome to another S.Kärt Sessions. It's fucking 28 degrees outside and we're in here recording, but it's for a good reason. Today we have an awesome band called Blossom Hill. They've been active 13 years in the Finnish punk scene and they have just released an awesome new record called Under the North Star, released by Fast Decade Records. So today they came here and we had a talk with them about their influences and about the secrets of lasting 13 years the same band. And they played for us 3 really cool songs from the album. And this first song that we're going to listen to is called Back in the Backseat. And it's about enjoying those car rides while on tour. So it's a really cool band. I really recommend it. There's some links in the description to buy the album. I really recommend it and I really hope you like it. Blossom Hill.
Gazing up at the stars, new fire on the way, collecting stars. This is like a king, or do I feel more like a pawn? I don't know who's a dream, but the wheels keep turning on. The wheels keep turning on, so I get back in the backseat. Get back in the backseat. Get back in the backseat again. There was the welcome sign, say the blurry days go by. Say I think I'm the guy, so let it out and dry. Say fingers on my lips, I'm thinking to exist. That the world in that between decades I can't resist. This is not nothing real, or I just gather guns. I know plenty on walking, but the wheels keep turning on. The wheels keep turning on, so get back in the backseat. Get back in the backseat. Get back in the backseat again. Days go by, I don't know why. Do or die. As I look at the horizon, we're on the lookout for Polish bisons. You find one, don't turn your back. There's always something in the back. Back in the backseat. Get back in the backseat. Get back in the backseat again. Get back in the backseat. Get back in the backseat. Get back in the backseat again. Days go by, I don't know why. It's do or die.
28 degrees outside, possibly one of the hottest day in the year in Finland that you came here, so thank you very much for coming. Really appreciate it. So we might just start from the beginning. How did Blossom Hill get started?
Wow. What a start. I think you're the right person to answer that. Or
Right. First of all, thanks for having us. Yeah, we started out in 2005. Actually, I've been playing together with Ile for how many years? Since 92 or 93 or something like that. In a few bands already, and then we had a break
we didn't play in the same band for a few years. And we started this one in 2005. That's when we decided to form another band again, and then we needed a bass player because Ile plays the drums and I play the guitar, and we can't do the plays at the same the bass at the same time, so we needed one. And Arho happened to be the one. That's the story.
Nice. So it's been 13 years now.
Already.
13 years.
Can you imagine?
13 years that three of you all the time the same members in a band. What's the secret?
No, it's not.
What's the secret to last 13 years the same members?
Well, I think the magic is that we get along so well also off stage.
Which is nice.
which is very nice. And I still remember the first time that we got into a car and drove to a show. That was in Turku, probably our second or third show. We drove to Turku and I brought a book with me. Of course, because it's a long drive, almost 2 hours. And what are you going to do in a car with people you don't know and probably don't even like? Okay, well, I knew them already, so cool guys. But still, I didn't realize at that point how similar minds we have, you know, and the sense of humor and ways to pass the time. For example, with the music quizzes you guys introduced me to, and Top Trump's car challenge cards, if you know what I mean.
In 13 years, how have your influences changed? Like from the beginning that you started the band, and maybe now other bands that influence you. Are they the same? Have they changed, or are they new ones?
Still, it's Metallica mostly.
We were talking about this a little bit today, and we all realized that we don't necessarily have any specific influences that make the sound of Blossom Hill, but it's basically all the music we listen to and all the music we hear. For example, there's one song on the new record that actually got started when I was listening to retro wave. You know, the kind of new synth music that became popular with Stranger Things, you know, the intro. I was listening to that kind of music, then I thought of a melody and picked up the bass, and a day later we had a new song for the record.
Okay, so you've been all these years a three-piece, but in the last concert I saw you had an extra guitar and a keyboard. Is that something temporary, or is it going to be permanent lineup for Blossom Hill?
I think it's the reason because there's lots of guitars and keyboards on the record and a few songs that we love to play like them recorded.
Yeah, I think we will still from now on remain a three-piece for sure, but sometimes the other guys join us on shows. Like Henrik Härkönen is the other guy who plays the guitar, and then Esa Undberg is the organ player, the keyboard player, and at some shows they are with us and some shows not. I think that's how it's going to be from now on.
I have here your new album, Under the North Star, which is great. I think it's one of your best albums, more versatile albums. So I don't know if you feel the same about it, that it's your best work.
Yeah, it's better than the first one. Yeah. Definitely.
Yes.
And where did you record it?
It was recorded at Art Lab in Helsinki by Ville Liukkonen, but we produced the record ourselves, but most of the record was recorded at Art Lab.
The three songs that you played here today, I don't know if you could introduce a bit the songs and tell a bit what they're about.
Oh yeah.
So the first song,
Back in the Backseat.
Well, that one started before we even had talked about making an album, and I was just probably cleaning my apartment and listening to some music, and I started, humming something along to the music, something of my own, and just the phrase "get back in the back seat" came into my mind, and it kind of stuck, and I picked up the guitar and I made a chorus. And maybe a year or 2 years later, I started making the rest of the song. And I always had the idea that it was about touring, because that's something that we have, we hold very dear.
Like said before,
Yeah.
that being in a band means pretty much sitting in a car, and that's what we really happen to like.
Yeah. Going through 2.5 weeks of driving through Europe and playing mostly weekday shows to pretty small audiences with pretty much no planning and no deal, like the song says. You really have to enjoy the company of each other in that point, and I guess that's mostly what the song's about.
The second song.
Oh, the second song we play is
Walk Through Fire.
Walk Through Fire. Walk Through Fire is a song about somebody who doesn't give a shit. Somebody who's really brave, doesn't take any directions from anybody. Last Trace of Sun's a song about something coming to an end. So, but in a positive way. It's a celebration that most of the time, if a thing ends, then it's also a beginning of something new. And that's what the song is mostly about.
Well, Ile, Arjo, Tony, thank you very much for doing this.
Thank you so much.
Now we're going to listen to Walk Through Fire and Last Rays of Sun of your latest album, Under the North Star. And well, thank you again, and I wish you all the best, that you have a lot of fun concerts and more years ahead of you. Thank you.
Thanks so much for having us.
Whispering the softest voice in the corner of the room. No hill can break me above, sent eternal folklore. Hollering impulse for me. Every dog will have its day. When I'm done letting you speak, reclaim myself and have them all. I'm alive, right in my veins. I'm not meant to bleed in flames. I lose my shit, not my pride. I'm not stopping for your eyes. Admiration or desire. I will dream, I will believe. Stand up and reach high. I walk through fire. Put on my coat, another piece of chivalry, opening the door for me to a room with no way out. You bend me to perfection, makes the hair on my legs stand up. I learned not to put the pen back in tradition now. I'm not like blood in my veins. I'm not meant to be this way. I lose my shit, not my pride. Something for your eyes, admiration or desire. I will dream, I will believe. I'll stand up and reach high. I'll walk through fire. Blood in my veins. I'm not meant to be this way. Leave my shit, not my pride. Oh, I'm not something for your eyes. Admiration or desire. I will dream, I will believe. I'll stand up and reach high. I'll walk through fire. the horizon, sailing into the sunset. Before new adventures, hand in hand with you I sing. Not to this moment, we'll get to defeat before the tempest begins. Before new adventures, hand in hand we sing. Life has been past, the one tasting sour. Ripple in the eye, walked out the door. Before the smiles, losing its charm. And the lights were too hard. Drinking to words, sorrow's edge. But you in the light, but I have on the ledge. Last rays of sun, and on the horizon, sailing into the sunset. For new adventures, hand in hand with you I sing. Not to this moment, get to defeat before the tempest begins. For new adventures, hand in hand we sing. For the bells refuse to chime when the sun is losing its run. Before the trees start to be strong and the mercies and songs drifting towards sorrow's edge. Pursuing the light on a hand on the ledge. Last rays of sun and on the horizon, sailing into the sunset. For new adventures, hand in hand with you I sing. Now to this moment, get to defeat before the tempest begins. For new adventures, hand in hand we sing. It's with the devil as the deep blue sea. Last rays of sun and on the horizon, sailing into the sunset. For new adventures, hand in hand with you I sing. Not to this moment, get to defeat before the tempest begins. For new adventures, hand in hand we sing.
Welcome to another S.Kärt session. Welcome to another S.Kärt Sessions. Fuck my life. Let's go. And I was doing, yeah, yes. She was like, no, that's for Finnish people. No, don't do it.